Gaban demonstrates his powerful Haki abilities. 2 new characters from the God's Knights revealed. Hello everyone! Detailed information about One Piece Chapter 1140 has arrived. The story continues from the previous chapter. Confronted with Gaban's challenge, Luffy is confused, not understanding why he must fight Gaban. Zoro recalls what Colin said about how powerful his father is. Luffy stretches his hand to take the key, but Gaban effortlessly dodges him. Growing increasingly frustrated, Luffy jumps closer to Gaban and attempts to grab the key again. This time, Gaban coats the key with Haki and smashes Luffy into the ground, with black lightning appearing when the key strikes Luffy. Luffy emerges from the rubble extremely angry. He makes multiple attempts to strike Gaban, but Gaban easily evades all of them. Gaban comments on Luffy's straw hat, suggesting it suits him better than his helmet. Luffy responds that it's obviously better and explains it's a treasure that Shanks entrusted to him, demanding Gaban give him the key. Gaban mockingly questions why Shanks merely let Luffy keep the hat, rather than giving it to him, calling Shanks stingy. Luffy angrily retorts that Gaban shouldn't speak about Shanks when he knows nothing about him, to which Gaban laughs and says, "Right back at you, brat." Suddenly, Gaban shoves part of the key into Luffy's mouth, causing Luffy's head to take the shape of the key. Gaban then draws his 2 axes, preparing to attack Luffy. Zoro shouts in surprise about the axes, and Gaban announces his attack. Yaso Takeru, Army of Fierce Warriors. Zoro urgently warns Luffy to get out of the way. Luffy senses Gaban's powerful Haki, and his expression changes to one of worry. Gaban unleashes a massive attack with multiple axe blows that destroys one of the castle towers. Luffy barely dodges, while Zoro blocks part of the attack with his 3 swords. Gaban thinks to himself that Luffy has a good crewmate. Nami and Road are shocked by what they're witnessing. Luffy and Zoro become serious. Luffy transforms into Gear 5, and black lightning appears on Zoro's 3 swords. All of Luffy's clothes and his axe turn white, and his Viking helmet fuses with his hair, making it appear as though Luffy has horns. Gaban thinks to himself, "So that's truly the white form." Luffy and Zoro attack Gaban, but he suddenly surrenders and entrusts them with the key. Unable to stop their attack in time, Luffy and Zoro crash into rocks. Both are frustrated that they couldn't continue the fight. Road begins to explain who Gaban is, but Gaban interrupts while picking up his robe and Casa hat. Gaban tells Road not to rush, suggesting that if Elbaf is still safe when they leave the island, they should come see him again. Zoro firmly rejects this suggestion, and Luffy agrees, thanking Gaban for the key, but declaring they won't see him again. As Gaban walks away smiling, we see a brief flashback of when Shanks met Gaban in Elbaf. In the flashback, Gaban asks if Shanks really expects him to trust that kid easily, to which Shanks laughs and replies that Gaban may do whatever he likes. The scene changes to Walrus School, where children inform Ange about a strange bird they spotted flying nearby. But when Ange looks up, it's gone. In a forest near the school, Shamrock and Gunko land on an enormous branch. Shamrock is surprised to discover that Elbaf even has a school. Gunko raises her hand and creates a magic circle on the ground. A black lightning bolt strikes the circle, and 2 new God's Knights appear. The first God's Knight is Saint Sommers from the Shepherd family, the same family as 5 Elder Stars member St. Peter. He's a middle-aged man with glasses, long hair, and a beard with a cross-shaped goatee. He sits in a luxurious armchair beside a trunk containing clothes, speaking with someone via Denden Mushi. It appears he was summoned before he could dress properly, as he's wearing only a tank top and underwear. The second God's Knight is Saint Gillingham from the Limashif family. Although not explicitly confirmed in this chapter, Gillingham clearly possesses the Kirin Zoan Devil Fruit power, as suggested by his name containing Kirin and the white clouds floating around his neck indicating an awakened ability. Gillingham appears in hybrid form with an extremely long neck and mane. His head resembles a horse's, but features 2 horns and 2 long whiskers. He wears a military uniform similar to Shamrock's and wields a peculiar trident. His head is encased in a bubble similar to those worn by celestial dragons, equipped with a special respirator. Sommers notices Shamrock and Gunko standing before him. Gunko turns away embarrassed since Sommers is only in his underwear. Both Sommers and Gillingham are surprised to find themselves in Elbaf. Shamrock questions why both were summoned when he needed only one. Gillingham explains that Shamrock has been recalled to the Holy Land under orders from above. Sommers makes an interesting comment. What are you doing in a non-world government country? Are you visiting Harald's grave? This suggests King Harald may have had some connection to the God's Knights, possibly involving a conspiracy. At the chapter's conclusion, the four God's Knights observe the children at Walrus School from atop the massive branch. Their objective is to kidnap giant children and transport them to the Holy Land. Since those without the mark cannot pass through the magical circle called the Abyss, they'll need to use ships for transportation. The chapter ends with Shamrock's sinister expression as he suggests, "With your powers, why don't you make this a game?" Chapter ends. No break next week. The show is about to begin. Let's look forward to seeing the true faces of these God's Knights in the full visual information. This is Amy. See you next time.